Hello everybody, back here again for our vlog a day. Today is Sunday the 12th, and today was a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Pretty sure it's 12th. Yeah. Went ahead, got this morning way earlier than I wanted to. Had some dogs, decided they were going to rousel up way early, and it kind of is what it is. Did not get much sleep at all. It was kind of a rough night. Had a dog, we're kind of doing a test run. I've done him I've watched him a couple like during the days for a few hours, getting used to us. It's like a 10-day trip coming up they're going on, and the dog's doing well. I think it's gonna be fine. It just kind of is what it is. A little bit whiny, just dog's a little on the whimpery side. So I ended up with a house full of dogs this weekend. It was more than I had definitely expected, and kind of some last minute stuff and some stuff that booked through, and there was, it's hard to tell your repeat clients no, because part of it is, one, you want the money. Two, mostly my big concern is they'll find somebody else, they'll go looking, they'll find somebody else that's now just down the street or next door or across, real close, and they'll be like, oh, this worked out just as fine, and it saved me a 30-minute drive, so I'm gonna just work with this person from now on, and then I lose thousands of dollars a year from these clients because I turned down one night. So it's one of those things that kind of happens, and kind of is what it is. But ended up with how to turn down some also, though, new clients, which I don't mind nearly as much. I just tell them, nope, I've got too many right now. I have to take a new client on with a dog I don't know when I already have all the activity. So new client I don't mind as much, because I feel like there's so few people around here that do a good job at what I do that I'm really not competing with them, that they'll give a chance. They'll find out other people suck, and they'll come back and give me another try. And if not, I'm also not willing to put that much stress out and stuff for a one-time thing, which also, by the way, could turn into thousands of dollars and a continued client. But I don't feel nearly as bad about turning down new people as I do turning down returning clients, because they've already proven themselves. They've already, worked them. Plus, at that point, I will know their dog's behavior, all that stuff differently. So, but the dog decided it did not want to go to sleep last night. So it would jump in the bed, it would lay down for a little bit, and then at most 20 minutes, usually less than that, much less than that, it would reposition itself, and then jump down, and then jump back up, and then reposition, going down. Never more than 20 minutes per spot. And this went on and on. Tried to turn on noise, tried to turn on fans, tried to turn it drown out sounds. The rest of the dogs were doing pretty good. Had one dog who has decided to become aggressive when dogs especially are like playing fetch or whatnot. So we had a little issue with her. So she ended up basically kind of being, I guess, separated. She was in the house. I mean, it was like she was like putting it wasn't like putting a location on, but she was separated out. So she spent more time in the house with old dogs that weren't doing any running. So she wasn't tormenting, chasing the dogs that were. So we have that issue back and forth there as well. So went ahead. The other one, finally, it was like, I don't know, late, 2 in the morning, some shit. I went to the bathroom. She followed me into the bathroom and laid down there while I was using the bathroom. And then I left and just shut the door and left her in there. Then she whined for a little bit, but she settled down, and it seemed to work pretty well. So I don't know if she's just not used to being around. She's never been around other dogs her entire life. She's never been around other dogs, and she's never been away from the owners overnight since they got her at like 8 weeks old or some crap, 9 weeks old where they got her. So yeah, it's one of those situations that kind of is what it is. So went ahead, talked to them and all that fun stuff. And like today when they came to pick the dog up, and I told them about it, and they said, well, we're gonna try and get the dog, we're gonna go to the vet and try and get the dog like on some Xanax, whatever, some anti-anxiety medication for the trip. So, but kind of is what it is. So went ahead and they talked about canceling their trip, and I'm like, that's just dumb. I'm like, no offense, but for the amount of money it's costing stuff, one, she'll be fine here, I just won't get as much sleep, kind of, in that whole process. Get some Xanax in the dog and you'll be good. But I also kind of like, hey, you need to do this more often. One of the reasons she's this way is because now she's been with you 24/7 with this exact, they got this perfect routine. They set their alarm, they get at the exact time, they do this, they go get coffee, everything's on a set schedule. I don't have a set schedule in my house. One, I don't want a set schedule in my life, and two, changes every day with different dogs, so can't have a set schedule. So either find somebody else who will match your exact same schedule, and that would be a house setter that you're paying way more money than me to, that will then give up their entire life for the 10 days you're gone to match your schedule, and then move on with that. Or two, let the dog get over it. So the dog's gonna hopefully get over it. But went ahead, got that all done, played with them, so I was up, like I said, a little early. And they were texting me way too late last night anyway. So I texted them way early this morning, because my thought is, you didn't respect my nighttime shutdown. I'm not going to respect your get up, especially when your dog's the reason I'm up this early. So, but yeah, I went ahead and said I held it. Was able to get a couple other things done. Got the dogs all fed, got them all taken care of. Had a couple dogs get dropped off, a couple dogs get picked up, and then my wife and mother decided to go to the store. Then we got some grocery shopping done, all that good fun stuff. From there, they proceeded to take care of a couple other little things here and there. On the way back, they was able to, I don't know where all they hit. They hit a couple other places and they hit that. So I watched the dogs outside. Everybody's getting along great, except for the one I have to kind of separate her a little bit, kind of keep an eye on her. She just hated when dogs were playing fetch, hated it. So I had a client come by and get the other two dogs. Now I've gotten rid of like 4 dogs today, so it's feeling better. Had another dog get dropped off, and I've watched her many times before. Super good dog, and he, really good dog. Went ahead, chilled out there. Everything was good with it. Was able to play with him. He gets vocal when he plays, and it's kind of annoying, but he's not aggressive. He's just, if you don't know it, it sounds aggressive kind of thing. But it's all good. And then I had a customer drop off, also friends of mine drop off their 2 dogs. I've watched their older pointer before, and they got a new puppy pointer, and it was a whole situation of, I was just like, oh, this is gonna be bad, because they were talking like the new puppy is worse than their old one. I'm like, their old one was damn near the devil. So we'll see how this goes. And the new one is the puppy is splendid, absolutely pleasant, just so pleasant. I can't believe how nice she is and how great she's doing here. And the older one, which by the way, older one's only a few months old, but the older one here is just obsessed with playing fetch and playing with balls, to the point that if you take away the toys, goes and finds rocks, digs rocks by your yard, brings them over. Once you throw them, just absolutely obsessed with rocks and sticks and balls. And it's bad, because she got a little bit aggressive on the whole thing of, like, I don't know, just she got aggressive on being protective over a ball. Like, she put the ball down, no dog went by, and she'd go after the dog. I was like, hey, knock it off, you know, kind of thing. Like, cause she's, again, only thing she has at her house is she's at her place with her one other housemate, and that dog don't give a damn about balls at all, which I think partly is because she's so obsessed with it. This dog doesn't have a chance to play fetch or play the ball. So we had to talk with her a bunch of times, see if I can get her to settle out, but she wasn't really listening too well. But got him in the house, went ahead and decided to go for my run. Basically took off. I didn't run very far yesterday because I had so much going on. I didn't have time to get my run in very much. So went ahead, got my run in, text back, asked my wife, I'm like, hey, are you good? Can I make up my mileage from yesterday I missed out on? And she goes, absolutely. So they were able to watch the dogs. Dogs were all super chill. Able to get my big run in. I ended up running well over 10K. I don't know exactly how far I went, but I know I made up whatever miles I lost yesterday. Made it up today, and that felt pretty good. Gonna be a little sore tomorrow, I'm sure, but kind of what happens when you make up that mileage. So, but yeah, I went ahead, got that done, got back to the house, hung out for a little while. Had some other dogs getting picked up, and this evening had one of the dogs that was supposed to go home that they were gonna pick up at like 8, so they're hoping for 7:30, 8 o'clock, and talked to them. They basically found out on my run that their flight got not only delayed but transferred to a different airport. So, which I don't know what the hell happens with that, like how that works, like, because I have my car parked at like one airport and they didn't send me to another airport. Did they like give me cab fare? Am I just screwed? Do they have like a shuttle? Like, I don't know what happens there. So didn't ask that question, not my concern at the moment, but it is what it is. And they're like, oh, so we're gonna land like be there at like 8:30. And I'm thinking, oh, 7:30, 8, let's pick up. Now it's gonna be 8:30, no big deal. Then I reread the text, I'm like, oh no, they're landing in Orlando at 8:30. It's when it's scheduled to land. So even if, let's say it does land at 8:30 and they're off the plane at 8:30, they're still not at my house until after 10, probably 11 o'clock. And they're just like, nope, you gotta book another day. Like, I'm not doing that late of a pickup. And the sad part is, like, kind of that's the one that's been a little acting like a turd. So I want her to go home, but can't do it. I'm not gonna rile the rest of the dogs up that late at night. It's just definitely not worth it. So Went ahead and booked the second, or an additional day. She's been here like, I don't know, 10 days. Booked an additional day, which is all good. They're gonna pick up tomorrow morning. They say 7 o'clock, so we'll see how that goes. So, but yeah, got my shower, got dinner, watched a little bit of Seinfeld, headed back outside, played with all the dogs, and I ended up having to put the older pointer on a tether just because she would not stop being mean to their dogs. It sucked because she wants to be a good dog, and she's so obsessed when it comes to ball, and just absolutely obsessed when it comes to playing with ball and fetch, and like even got like a big like horse ball type thing that she chased around the yard, and then she'd out of nowhere just start going after their dogs. So yeah, it sucks, but it is what it is. So yeah, went ahead and had that. Got some 3D prints done. Kind of been a couple things just screwing up. I'm gonna have to go back through and probably do a little checking it around. I'm not sure what's going on. I'll have to give it like a once over, maybe just kind of re-troubleshoot the whole thing as if I took it out of the box and see what happens. But it is what it is. So yeah, been playing with that. Talked to a buddy of mine, printed off some Jeep stuff. Asked him if he knew, he's in the Jeep community, if anybody in the Jeep community might be interested in that stuff. And he said, yeah, maybe. He said $3 or $4 a piece, which I'm gonna have not much time in them, just because when the machines run, it doesn't really count because I'm not like physically doing it. But I'm gonna have, I don't know, 50 cents, $1 in it, probably, whatever. So it is what it is there. So if I can get $3 or $4 out of those, if I could get somebody to buy 10 or 15, make my life a lot easier. I don't think I'm gonna post one up, be like, hey, I'll meet you at like a Walgreens for $4. It's just not worth my time. But otherwise, I'll just keep giving stuff away, which is what I'm doing so far, and it's working out pretty well. So yeah, just kind of be nice to sell a couple items and buy some more of that filament, because that stuff ain't free and the machine wasn't free either. But it'd be nice to get a couple dollars coming in to offset what I spent on this stuff. But as of right now, still just a fun, dumb little hobby that I seem to be enjoying, and making weird little gadgets that nobody wants. So kind of is what it is there. But yeah, everything's good. Got the dogs, got the one crappy dog out, and I got a new crappy dog in. So fortunately that kind of rotates through. But I had another older dog that showed up that is just kind of a pain in the butt. He's like 98% of the time he's just awesome little dog. Every once in a while, if he's sleeping and stuff, you go get him out, want to take him outside and stuff, you wake him up, he gets mad and shit. No matter how you wake him up, he just gets like super aggro and like tries to bite you and tries to go after you, and just to the point that I literally just took like an old shirt that he has in his bed there, like a blanket, and just wrapped it around his body and picked him up. I'm like, just stop it. So then I said, held it, hooked up one of my leashes that I had my wife that by a few last week, whatever, to hook on him. That he just drags around a little leash. So when he's being a turd head, I can just reach over and pull the leash and basically wake him up that way, or get him out of his slumber, out of his angerness, give him the little thing, give him a little tug, and then he usually comes out. He's like, okay, I'm good now. I'm like, whatever, weirdo. So yeah, he has meds and stuff. He has to take some in the morning, some at night. So having him his meds, and then giving him meds at night. The other dogs sucked. I put him in a treat to give him to him. The other dogs like went obsessive about it, so I had to put him in a separate room to give him his meds, so nobody else tried to eat these treats with the meds on it. So, but anyway, that's all I got for right now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.